Welcome back, everyone. Now we will have a short Dhamma talk, less than 30 minutes, maybe about 30 minutes. And then we will have a little meditation practice for 30 minutes. 10 o'clock we have a break. But if you don't need the break, we can continue. We can take a few minutes of the break to learn something. And now we begin the Dhamma talk. Everyone, please put your palms together until I recite the subject of the Dhamma talk. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sile patittaya naro sapanyo cittang panyancha bhavayang atapi nipako bhikkhu soimang vijataye jatang. Dear Buddhist devotees, listening to Dhamma is one of the most important practices of all Buddhists. Kalena Dhamma Savanang. Savanang means learning or listening to the Dhamma timely, when it is the right time. Today is a Sunday morning, everybody is calm and peaceful, and yesterday we got all our things done, probably doing our laundries and cleaning home and all that. So we dedicated the retreat day for us to sit and enjoy calm and peacefully. And so this is a good time for us to listen to Dhamma. Even earlier, the little explanation that we heard is part of the Dhamma. Dhamma literally means how things work in our life. Our life is a combination of body and mind. How things work in our body and mind. That is one thing. When we live in a society, our body and mind are related to our family and friends and the environment. And then, when we say Dhamma, it's not only our body and mind, and how we get connected to, related to, outside world, external world, besides us. So learning Dhamma means learning how our life works, and when our life is working, we experience a lot of difficulties and a lot of trouble. And how do we resolve those difficulties and troubles and make our lives smoother and peaceful and joyful? Because all of us in this world is looking for peace, looking for happiness, looking for joy. Vyapara sabbha bhutanang Sukhattaya vidiyare. To gain this happiness, to gain this peace, we do many things. Vyapara means things that we do. Literally means business. All the businesses that we participate in is another way to say it. All the things that we do in our life is for the purpose of gaining happiness. But unfortunately, without having enough knowledge of how our life works, we engage in things that make our lives more difficult, more unhappy. That is the nature of common beings like us. Common beings, when I say beings, not only humans, but all other beings. All of us engage in things that make our lives more difficult, although we are trying to do all those things to gain happiness. So Buddha found out, not knowing how life works, not knowing Dharma, all of us make so many mistakes and get into more trouble and more unhappiness and more frustration and more fear. That is called dukkha. So therefore, being a Buddhist is the best thing, not one of the best thing that could happen to anyone in this world. Because being a Buddhist, you learn Dhamma, how your life works, how your mind works in related to your body, how your body works in related to your mind, how your mind and body is related to everyone else around us, that we connect to ourselves through our sensory organs. Things and people that we see, things that we hear, things that we touch, things that we taste, things that we smell. All these, through all these sources, 6 sensory organs, we connect ourselves to the world. And we have to know how these sensory organs connect ourselves to the world, which is part of the body. Sensory organs are the part of the body. And then how these connections that we make through our sensory organs make us happy or unhappy. That means how these sensory organs and the information that come into us through the sensory organs affect our mind, which is one of the most important part of this whole process of being, whole process of living, if you want to call it. So the Dhamma, teachings of the Buddha, it's only focusing on how your mind works, how your mind works with the body, how your body works with the outside world, and as a result, how we experience happiness or how we experience joy, how we make our life difficult or how we make our lives easier and better. So when you say I am a Buddhist, you are not part of any religion. Religions are a different subject. Religions different with different things other than what I mentioned that we discuss in Dhamma. So therefore, you can be a religious person, but also you can be a person who learn and practice Dhamma. That means you can go to Catholic Church or Hindu temple or Islamic mosque or following Islam religion. But that is different from learning how mind works, learning how body works with the mind, learning how our sensory organs bring in information to our mind and make our mind smooth or rough. So this is totally different. So if you say that I am a Buddhist, that means you are not a person who is following another religion. You can follow another religion. That means having faith in some God or some powerful being, and expect that powerful being to do things that make you happy or unhappy. And you do things to make that powerful being happy or unhappy, to make that powerful being in your side. If that powerful being is in your side, that powerful being be nice to you, and that is what you believe in religion. But in terms of Dhamma, there is no other external belief of a being that make your life easier or better, but you yourself is the one that make your life easier or better and more peaceful and happy. So that is why all of us in the world should learn Dhamma. Don't need to be a Buddhist or so-called Buddhist, but it is important to learn Dhamma, how our life works, how our life get into trouble, how our life getting out of trouble. So these are the things that we focus on in Buddhism. So as a Buddhist, when you learn Dhamma, you learn that there are certain things that you need to work on in your life. That working on is called practice. Learning the Dhamma and practicing the Dhamma are the two sides of being a Buddhist. Or person who learning Buddhism means person who is learning Dhamma means not Buddhism, I'm sorry. Don't call it Buddhism, but call it Dhamma. That is taught by the Buddha, of course. And learning the Dhamma includes practicing the Dhamma. Practicing the Dhamma means you do something about it. You see what is happening, and there are things that make your life difficult, and there are things that make your life easier, and you select what are the things that make your life easier and better, and then engage in it. That engaging is called practice. So Buddhism is a subject that you learn, but that learning include practice. Now without practice, learning Dhamma is completely useless, because it is like when you know that you are sick and you find medicine, but you don't take the medicine. It is like not practicing. You find the right medicine for the illness that you are experiencing. You find the right treatment that help you to heal yourself, but you don't use that treatment. So that is like not learning the Dhamma but not practicing. So therefore all Buddhists that we call ourselves Buddhist, we are learning how things work, how things operate, and we do something about it, and that is called practice. For example, today is a Sil retreat day, we call it. Sil means generally precept, as we heard earlier, as we observe precepts, generally called precept. But actually, Sil means something else, not precept. There's another word called Sikkhapada. Sikkhapada means precept. Sikkhapada is the resolution that you come up with by yourself and you follow it and make a big difference in your life when you follow a resolution. That is Sikkhapada. When you follow Sikkhapada, you learn to make better decisions, you learn to take proper actions. That actions could be verbal action, the things that you say in your life, or physical action, things that you do. We use the training guidelines, Sikkhapada, resolutions, to change our behavior, verbal and physical. By changing our behavior, we make our relationships with oneself, our relationship with our family and friends, we make a difference of our refinement of our behavior. So the Sila means cultivation of being cultured. So today we are practicing Sila means we are practicing to be cultured. Cultured means Arya. All the enlightened people are called cultured people. The Buddhist word of Aryas. Buddha is an Arya. Even the Buddha's teaching is called Arya Satya. Normally we translate as noble, but noble means cultured. When we are cultured people, when we are people with Sila, our life becomes more efficient, more peaceful, and more successful, and more joyful. So the don't mix up with Sila with precept. Sila is the natural result of following precept. So you become a nice person in simple language as a result of following precepts. These precepts or the training guidelines are designed to make yourself a nicer person, a cultured person. So the Buddha is the most cultured person. Great Arya. Aryans. Later on in the world they use the word Aryans for cultured people, and all others are non-Aryans, uncultured people, and they even thought that uncultured people should be eliminated from the world, and we are the cultured people, we should exist in the world. But that's a very big misunderstanding of what Arya means, what cultured means. So from the Buddhist language, Arya, noble, all enlightened peoples are called Aryas. Arya Maha Sangha Ratna. Arya means noble. Noble means cultured. Cultured people never do things that hurt oneself. Cultured people never do or say anything that make others' life difficult or hurt others' lives. That is what the cultured person is. So very nice person, in simple word, is a person who never hurt the feelings of other people or other beings. So Sila today that we are experiencing is making ourselves much more refined people. Today we observe 8 precepts, make you an extra civilized, extra cultured person. If you pay attention to the meaning of the 8 precepts, which are in addition, 3 precepts in addition to the 5 precepts, you see that you are making yourself a little bit extra civilized, extra cultured person. That is what we do by observing precepts only for a day, but the idea is to take it seriously and learn in one day and see how it is so peaceful and beneficial, and so you improve it to another day, and second day, third day, fourth day, and throughout your whole life. Because Buddhism teaches you to go forward step by step. You start with 5 precepts, which is the most essential guidelines that you need to follow if you are living in a society. It doesn't matter what society is. It could be an American society, it could be an Indian society, it could be a Middle Eastern society. It doesn't matter what the society is. As the people are around, that is a society. And how you behave in a society is the one that you do when you practice Sila. So 5 precepts is the basic necessary habits that you develop. Habits is a very important word. By practicing precepts, we develop habits. By following resolutions, we develop habits. For example, if a child has the habit of being rude to their parents for some reason, and changing the habits by using guidelines, resolutions. So this child learn, the parents give them a guideline. Okay, you follow this guideline, and then you develop a different habit, being nice to parents. not using harsh language, not being rude to your parents. So this child developed a new habit, not to do that, because somehow he has learned, picked up the habit of being rude to the parents. The guideline or the resolution is to practice few days and few months and few years, and gradually you don't even know that your habit is to be always nice to your parents, always nice to the elders. That's a habit. So the Buddhism teaches you to refine your habit by practicing it over and over. Practice means doing it over and over again. And then it becomes the second nature. The new habits, new nature is your second nature. So if you are a person who is hurting other beings, that the first precept, other animals or other people, these first precepts help you to develop a new habit, never to hurt any animal or any person. If you have the habit of taking things that is not belong to you, that is belong to someone else, that's a bad habit. If you go to your friend's home and you see something valuable in your friend's house, and when they are not around, you take it and put it in your bag and put it in your pocket and take it to your home. That is taking what is not given. So that's a bad habit. So we have the resolution never to take anything without officially given to you. The monks are even not supposed to take their meal if it is not offered by someone. But in this culture today's culture, it is difficult. But in the ancient time, monks would never take even fruit from the table if it is not given to you. But if it is understood that it is given to you, you can take it and you can partake in that fruit or in that meal. So this is today, that's what you are going to do. And eating today, especially today, we observe Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. That's the sixth precept. This give you the habit of not picking food. Every time when you go to the kitchen, pick up something and put in your mouth. The wrong time to put. The lunch time is the time to eat something, breakfast time or dinner time, but not every time. Cultured people don't pick food constantly without any regulation. You pick and put in your mouth. Today's Vikala Bhojana means untimely partaking of food. That includes not taking after midday, because there are practice in Buddhism, knowing how much you eat, your amount, mattanyu, knowing the amount that you take as food. So, Vikala Bhojana, today's precept, includes not constantly putting food in your mouth. That is what it means. Not only just and midday, after the midday, that's an example. No? So the Sila help you to be a proper person or develop your relationship with others to a very nice relationship. When your relationships are nice, efficient, you don't get into conflict with other people, arguments and quarrels and other things. If you follow guidelines, follow Sila. If you are a person with Sila, your relationship is very good. As a result, what happens is your mind becomes so peaceful. If your relationship is bad, your mind never be peaceful. Another example is if you have a lot of problems with the people at your office, even going to the office to work is a headache for you. But if you have very good relationship with your co-workers and other people at work, then it's a joyful thing to go to work and engage in your work together with others. That is what the Sila means to you. So now we are coming close to the end of the time. We have 30 minutes. So Sile patittaya naro sapanyo chittang panyancha bhavyang. Chittam bhavyang means develop your emotions. Chitta means emotion. You cultivate your emotions. Your emotions are refined by refining your relationship. When your emotions are refined, then your emotional maturity arises. That is called panya. Remember? Chittang panyancha bhavyang. This is a Buddhist practice we are talking about in this gatha. Sile patittaya naro sapanyo. The wise person establish himself in being proper. Sile patittaya, establish in sila, good relationship. And chittang means emotion, bhavaye, cultivate, refine your emotions. And as a result, I said, when the emotions are peaceful, when your mind is good, your mind becomes peaceful. When your mind becomes peaceful, you become focused. When you are focused, you see detail. When you see detail, you see the relationship of one thing to the other. And when this happens, that happens. When that happens, this happens. That is the cause and effect relationship of things. So therefore, you refine, you take better actions based on your understanding. That understanding is wisdom. So the emotional maturity, wisdom, it's a result of calmness of your emotions. Calmness of your emotions is a result of your sila. So the sila and samadhi and panya, these are interrelated. So when we say we are practicing Buddhist, we practice sila, we practice samadhi, we practice emotional maturity, panya. So this is what Buddhism is all about. And when we say today is a day of practice, because we are so busy in our lives, we have no too much time to focus on these things because our priority is given to some other things. But the wiser you become, you begin to see that priority should be given to the learning and practicing of the Dhamma, but that happens later. But today, we are very busy with other things. We have very little time to learn and practice Dhamma, unfortunately. Therefore, our ancestors designed days like Poya days, full moon days, okay, at least you get out of your other activities and focus on the learning and practicing of the Dhamma. That is called Poya retreat. So we are engaging in Poya retreat because we understand how important it is to cultivate, even though we think our life is too busy with other things other than learning and practicing the Dhamma. So later on, more you become emotionally mature, you put more time to learn and practice the Dhamma and less time to do other things in your life, like watching TV and watching news and engaging in politics, and all the other things become less important. The learning and practice of Dhamma become more important. And today we are lucky, at least we could sit like this and learn and teach, practice the Dhamma, and also later on we can have a Dhamma discussion in the afternoon, Kalena Dhamma Sakaccha. Every time when you engage in a discussion of these important matters, that you become more clear about these things that are important. Kalena Dhamma Sakaccha means when you sit down with your family and friends, don't engage in idle talks, unnecessary discussions, but engage in things that are important, which is the Dhamma that make your life easier and better, and now and for the future. So this is the idea of the precept day. When we have time, we discuss a little bit more. So now we have a little break and another 3 to 4 minutes break, and then we come back and 10:15. Now it's already 10:15, so we can practice some meditation, exercises of calming the mind. That is what we call meditation. We heard that calmness of the mind is so important. Now we have already observed precepts, and now this is the time to practice calmness. That is meditation. We have techniques. Sila, we have techniques taught by the Buddha. That is precepts. We have techniques for calmness, practice of calmness. That is called Buddhist meditation, Samatha meditation, and the Vipassana meditation. Those are the techniques, not the calmness itself. So those are the techniques of developing calmness, and we use some of those techniques of developing calmness later on, and refining the emotions. That is also generating calmness. Same word, same meaning. And we take 2 minutes break, and then we start practicing meditation. Now Dhamma talk is almost complete, but we have Dhamma discussion coming in the afternoon, and Bhante Shanta will give a Dhamma talk in Sinhala later. And now we take a few minutes break and come and sit down again in meditation. No? Please stretch yourself and give a little rest for your body, and then we come back and practice meditation in 3 minutes. I'll be here. If you are not interested in taking a break while you are sitting there, you can pay attention to your breath instead of letting your mind run around and think of other things that are not important at this moment. Okay, so welcome back to the program. Now we spend some time in calming our mind. So we use different techniques to help us to calm our mind. Now in this case, if you are sitting on the floor, you can sit in the meditation position, lotus position. If you are sitting on a chair, that is okay. But one of the most important things in practicing meditation in this way is to keep the body erect and straight. So keep your body straight, your back straight. And let us try to relax all our muscles, neck muscles, facial muscles, muscles of the feet and legs. Try to stay relaxed. When you are well relaxed, you come to a point that you don't even feel that your body exists. That is physical relaxation. When your body is relaxed properly, the weight of your body completely go away from your mind, I guess. Now today, at this moment, we practice Anapanasati. meditation, Anapanasati Bhavana, cultivation of the mindfulness of breathing in and breathing out. This is not Vipassana meditation, this is a Samatha meditation, but normally this meditation can be directed to Vipassana meditation in insight meditation. But now we use this as a calming meditation. Let us take a deep breath and hold it for a few seconds as you can. And then let it go. Take another deep breath and hold it. And let the breath go. Now let us pay attention to the tip of the nose. When you are breathing in, the air touches the tip of the nose. When you are breathing out, air touches the tip of the nose. And we select the tip of the nose as your point of focus. And with total awareness, we watch the touching of the air at the tip of the nose while you are breathing in and while you are breathing out. We try our best to ignore everything else except the air touching the tip of your nose. You know you are breathing in when the air is going inside. When the air is coming, you are completely aware that you are breathing out. If you find that you are thinking of something else, instead of paying attention to the tip of the nose and paying attention to the exhalation and inhalation, you bring your mind back, focus back to the tip of the nose. and pay attention to the breath and only the breath. With total awareness of the breath, we breathe in. With total awareness of the breath, we breathe out. Breathing in mindfully, breathing out mindfully. When I take a short breath, I know that it is a short breath. When I take a deep breath and fill up all my lungs, I know it is a deep breath. What you are doing is Anapanasati meditation. Meditation of breathing in and breathing out. Besides paying attention to your breath, you also pay attention to the fact that your mind is running around and is taking different objects without being part of that object. We stay focused. Okay, that is 12 to 13 minutes of Anapanasati meditation. Some of you have already practiced insight meditation, especially in America. There's a greater priority for insight meditation. But in the early tradition of Buddhist, we practice different samatha type of meditation practices just to develop not only just to develop, one purpose of samatha meditation is to train yourself better for vipassana meditation or the insight meditation. In the insight meditation, you are not focusing on one little object. Insight meditation, while you are focusing on the breathing, you observe other sensations that take place in your body. In the insight meditation, it is not just meditation of breathing in and out. It is establishing the mind on breathing in and out, but pay attention to all other parts of the personality. One major part of your personality that you can identify as you or yourself is your body. While you are establishing your mind on the breathing meditation, you pay attention to the other parts of the body and get a clear picture of your body. But breathing is an important part of your bodily activities. If you have a back pain, if you have a knee pain arise while you are paying attention to the tip of the nose, you learn about that pain that arose in your body. But you get out of that pain, paying attention to that pain or sensation of the body, you quickly go back to your root. When you pay attention to the body, you see the heat of the body. You see that air is big part of your body. Your muscles and other things like your hair of the head, hair of the body, and internal organs. You pay attention to all those also in the insight meditation. You monitor your own body, top to bottom, little by little. It doesn't happen in 1 day or 2 days. It may take months, but you get a very good idea of your body by establishing your mind on the breathing. Also in the Vipassana meditation, while paying different parts of attention to the different parts of the body, you also pay attention to your thoughts or your emotions. Thought and emotions are the same in this case. When anger or ill will or disgust arise in your mind, you observe that also. You sensuality, desire for sensual pleasure arise in your mind. You start thinking of your special person in your life with sensuality, sensual feeling, or even sexual feelings. Then you see that you are developing lust, that is an emotion. If you are developing interest in material things like food, that is greed. When the greed arises in your mind, you pay attention to the greed and let go of the breath for a short time and understand the emotion that arose in your mind. And while you are paying attention to your body and emotions, something that you see is everything come and go. In Vipassana meditation, the meditator see things come and go. This meditator, male or female, sees the arising and passing away of different things in your body and in your mind. That is called impermanence, arising and passing away, appearing and disappearing, having and not having. Impermanence, you see, things constantly change. Then you are paying attention to your body and mind, the activities of the body and mind. You keep observing. And then one other thing that you see is that your person that breathing, person that is watching and observing, is not there. There is no person that is having lustful thought, greedy thought, angry thought. It's not a person who is having bones and flesh and internal organs. It is there. Anger is taking place. Greed and desire is taking place. And I am not generating desire in me. Desire come to exist. I am not doing it. I am not generating all these emotions and thoughts. They are just arising without an agent, so-called I or me or mine. That's another thing that you begin to see in Vipassana meditation. You already saw the impermanence. You already saw the anatta. There's no person in me, behind me, doing the thinking, doing the breathing. All these things are there. Not that you are doing it. Breathing take place. Lustful thoughts arise in my mind and I didn't make it happen. There's no I who to make that thing happen. So they see that, and then nothing stays the same, means there's no anything for you to lean on because they're changing. Then you see the fear of no support. That's a dukkha. the person who keep practicing vipassana meditation, slowly see this characteristic of what you think is your body and mind. There is no person who is breathing. There is no person who is thinking. Thinking take place. Breathing take place. So you gradually learn actually there is no one person, no one being inside me doing all this, but they all take place, they all happen to be that way. Nobody's doing it, but they are happening. Then they see anger arises due to a cause and condition. I remember something bad that something did for me. So when that thought came to be, your anger is generated, that you didn't generate the anger. You didn't think of the person who abused you. It came to your mind. Not even your mind, it came to the mind. And then you see, as I mentioned earlier, it's always happening due to causes and conditions. When the weather is cold in the room, it generates chill in your body. And you don't think that I feel cold. The coldness exists and you see it. So the I thinking disappear in vipassana meditation gradually. If you keep practicing vipassana meditation for a long time, you begin to see anicca, impermanence, things are constantly changing. Dukkha is not reliable, anything is not reliable. Anatta means there is no person in me. So you clearly see that there is no person in you who is doing all these things. You lose your self-centered thinking. I thinking, me thinking, mind thinking disappear. This is a great achievement, the greatest achievement, knowing that there is no person in me. Everything is changing. Everything is not very satisfactory. That is dukkha. So anicca, dukkha, anatta you begin to see when you practice vipassana meditation. Which is also starting from the anapanasati, that means focusing on the breath. You go deeper and deeper into your body and mind, and you pay attention to subtler and subtler things that you never see in you otherwise. Our busy mind is totally incapable of seeing the impermanence of oneself and external things, outside things. Dukkha, frustration and suffering. Anatta, there is no self, there is no person. Once you see anicca, dukkha and anatta, your self-centered thinking diminish, your grasping of things, holding on to things, gradually you loosen your grip. And your attachment to these things gradually reduce and finally completely released. That is realizing Nibbana. Vipassana meditation take you directly to ultimate peace of mind, which is Nirvana. Samatha meditations, there are 40 Samatha meditations. Those make you a mentally healthy person. For example, metta meditation that we practice in Buddhism. Buddhists practice metta meditation. So you become angerless person. You reduce your anger and generate a good balance. That means doesn't get angry easily. Another Samatha meditation, in the repulsiveness of the body, make your lust go away, which is an emotion of sensual desire, be diminished, reduced. So emotionally healthier, you become emotionally healthy. Another group of Samatha meditation is Kasina meditation, focusing on different objects, material, colors and other things. Make you a person who can focus on things as opposed to not having ability to focus. That is the attention deficit. It's regarded as a disorder in the modern world. Attention deficit disorder, we talk about it as an illness. This illness is common to all of us. But practicing Samatha meditation, you overcome ADD. That's the goal of samatha meditation, improving your attention span, getting rid of attention deficit disorder, getting rid of influence of lust in your body and mind, influence of the anger, it also help you to reduce your ignorance. Anapanasati help you to reduce your ignorance. That's an emotional imbalance. Ignorance is an emotional imbalance. So, many people in the Western world do not study samatha meditation too much. Therefore, they don't know samatha meditation is a process of treatments for emotional disorders. All the people in the jails, all the people who are in the mental hospitals are there because of their emotional imbalance. Cannot control the anger, cannot control the lust. So they become criminals. But if they practice samatha meditation, most of those criminals who are in jail, once they get out, don't keep going back because of the practice of vipassana, a practice of samatha meditation, generating the emotional balance. All the people who keep coming back from jail and mental hospital will not go back to those places if they practice different samatha meditations prescribed by the Buddhist meditation techniques. Now is the time for Buddha Puja, offerings to the Buddha. And last few minutes I was trying to keep your attention in one place, which is my explanation of the, besides the practicing of Anapanasati, I explained the vipassana. I took you through the vipassana. And I explained the samatha meditation and vipassana meditation. By doing so, if you are listening carefully, you are actually practicing meditation, meaning cultivation your focus, or cultivation your attention span. So, the meditation is over. Now we will have Buddha Puja soon.